there, Duncan. Hi, Duncan. Hi, Duncan. We are headed out for a very exciting adventure today. I am riding shotgun with Duncan.
And Remy.
And there's Remy back there somewhere. Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. Today we are headed out to pick up the old Jeep. You might remember that old Jeep was not in a beautiful situation before. Gotcha. I am actually going to take it out to an off-roading place. I want to test a couple differences. One, the clutch is definitely a little bit tighter, less play in it. And two, on the way home, there was one point at which the clutch actually did not function to shift gears. I pumped the clutch back up and then it was fine. So just kind of wondering about that slave cylinder. But we're going to take it out to the off-road area and see if that happens again or not. Max and I, we're going to head down to that Keystone off-roading area and just see how running through the gears works in a comparison to how it operated before. After I shut it off and run it a couple times, it seems to be a little bit more like it was. The clutch isn't quite so tight, so we'll just go down there and see what it does. So I reviewed the invoice that I got after having the work done on my Jeep, and I noticed that it was an AutoZone slave cylinder that was installed. So I looked it up online, and there was just some really outspoken negative reviews about that system, and here I have it on my Jeep. There are certain types of things I would never purchase from AutoZone, and I think most people know this. I'm very disappointed that this was installed on my Jeep. I would never have done that. I would never have purchased a part from AutoZone and put it on my vehicle. I buy very limited things and very select things from AutoZone. We are at the Whitewater Off-Road Vehicle Park. I forgot to bring the equipment for my air pump to air back up, so initially I'm not going to air down here. The sand is wet from some rain that we've had, and until folks get out here and kind of tear it up, it's sort of packed. So I'm not overly concerned about airing down at the moment. I will air down if I have some trouble, but for right now I'm going to preserve the air in the tires so I can get back home without too much sag in the sidewall. So just going to have a little fun here. Not going to do anything too crazy, but got Max here with me, so I don't want to bounce him around too much, right? But get it up here to the sand, and then I'll get it down at 4 low. Well, I'm gonna have to air down some. I thought I could get away with it. I've done it before, but I think I'm gonna just air down and then I get stuck. I didn't even bring a shovel. So I have mine set to air down to about 20. Don't have really a way to air back up, so hopefully that's not too hard. I'm not too far from home, so I'll just survive that for now. I'm gonna go backwards first just to get out of this little rut I put myself in. Well, the shifting's okay. You have no idea how disappointed I am that there are AutoZone parts on a significant piece of function in my drivetrain on this Jeep. I did read a blog and it said that within 50 miles this slave cylinder failed. I don't know that I can trust this thing more than walking distance from my home. The guy who bought this slave cylinder and it failed so quickly, had lifetime warranty on it, and he just got to drop his transmission and replace it again. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna head over to the real obstacle here, and I'm gonna see if it's washed out and just kind of inspect it a little bit, and then I want to try to get up that. I don't know that I've ever had to shift going up it. I think I just left it in 4 low and maybe second or third gear, and went up it just fine. Would be a nice comparison to get the maybe the Honda Pilot out here, Sam, and then bring the Subaru out and see how they do, just to compare. This obstacle is not going to be sand, it's going to be more dirt. I don't know what it'll be like with the recent rain, so we're just going to go inspect it first. It's actually probably pretty stupid for me to be out here. A recovery out here, if my clutch fails, is going to be pretty expensive. But I'm already out here. Seems to be shifting fine. And yeah, might as well try it. The 4-wheel drive seems to be functioning just fine, so that's not going to impact that piece of the drivetrain. But yeah, if it gets stuck in gear, not going anywhere. There's just a little bit of wash here on the right side of this trail, but we'll just see what happens. I'm just gonna pick these up so they don't get hit and then poke up in by my engine and rip some wires. I'm gonna choose my line here because of that little bit of wash on the right side of the trail. I'm actually gonna go to the second one so that I don't have to like, I don't know, I just like this line better. Could be wrong, but I'm gonna go down past here, just look around, then we'll come back and line up. Max is getting hot here, so I'm gonna actually just open the back window here, roll it up and hook it up. I think that this is Max's first off-roading obstacle. Here's another view. I also put my drone up in the air about 20 feet and got the back shot. Well, I didn't get a recording of Max going up that because I wanted to get the frontal view there, but we're going to go back down and we're going to try that other obstacle here. So we'll get a view of him going down, right? Well, this isn't quite as steep as the other one, but I don't think he minds it. He's holding on though, isn't he? I wish I had a grab bar for him. Maybe he could bite onto something and just hold on tight. We're gonna go back around and look at that other obstacle. Looked a little muddier. So you can see where we are here. We're just below the Keystone Dam. Getting old Max here, a little refreshment. Hey Max, there you go. Little shade. It's a little warm out here in the sun today, so let's go check out this little obstacle, Max. See what it's like getting up there. Let's go back over and look at that, Max. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think we got plenty, Max. Do you have an opinion, Max? Well, obviously the four-wheel drive functions quite well. Yeah, it's just that slave cylinder and the potential for failure. There is this idea out there, it's called the sunk cost fallacy. And the fallacy is I put so much into this thing, I can't give it up now. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not into that. I put some reasonable cost into this to get it going again, to keep trying. I'm just not sure about that. I have a guy who's really interested in this vehicle. I think that it could restart for him by just giving it to him. Putting any more in, continuing to insure it, continuing to let it take up space in my driveway is not attractive at this point. So I think I'm going to be reaching out to my friend and seeing if he just wants it for nothing. Sunk cost fallacy is the idea that I put so much into it that I just can't give it up now, and it just makes you spend more and more and more to validate something that's not going anywhere. So the math on this baby is the salvage yard or a free gift to a friend. So, and maybe they can make something of it. Maybe they'll get lucky with it. But yeah, an AutoZone slave cylinder, not my style. I sure wish they had asked. If by chance the mechanic were to find this video, you know, I hope he does some reflection on maybe asking what kind of parts you want to put in a vehicle. But I kind of doubt he'll find it. Well, I think in an off-road situation, the Jeep did well. I didn't have to do a lot of shifting. I did a little bit on the sand, but didn't have to shift at all coming up those little obstacles. And frankly, they were way easier than I thought they would be. So maybe not much of a challenge. However, those two obstacles will become a little bit of a baseline for maybe getting the Pilot and the Subaru out for a comparison at those two little uphill tracks. So I do think that there is some value in doing this. The main value is this. You get into a place back in the National Forest, you have a storm, and the road is washed. Now, let's be realistic. Most National Forest roads don't wash that bad, and for the most part, you're probably not going to go camping when you got a huge storm coming in that's going to be a deluge, and then you're going to end up with a huge problem getting back out. So I'm not talking about camping in the middle of a monsoon season, but there are things that do come up, and understanding the capability of your vehicle is probably not a bad idea. Right now I can't really predict what either the Subaru or the Pilot would do in those situations. They both actually have similar clearance to the vehicle, but obviously neither of them are remotely as capable as the Jeep. The Jeep just came right up those, obviously, without any difficulty. So apparently we have a working Jeep after losing fifth gear. You know, fifth gear is not crumbly today, so that's a good deal, right? And yeah, that is a good deal. So thank you for joining me for another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. This is obviously we're not camping this time, just checking out the old capacity of the Jeep after having fifth gear replaced, transmission rebuilt, and getting it back. I did not and have not had any more of the little slips with the clutch where it just didn't seem to work when I pushed the clutch pedal in. So we'll just keep an eye out for that, see what happens. The slave cylinder takes brake fluid. I did check that before, and the level was right up to full, so no problems there.